Hello and welcome to the State of Maritime Wrestling Podcast with your host, the Maritime Wrestling Superfan himself, the man with the plan. The name is Connor Cook, and I ain't no joke when it comes to recapping results from wrestling shows that happen each week to sit down to interview all of your favorite indie maritime wrestlers and personnel in the maritime wrestling scene. So, such as referees, commentators, announcers, owner and promoters of for wrestling companies, and interviews with fans, and just here to talk all things maritime wrestling. So, welcome to episode 51. I really got some big plans for the podcast since I just recently got the State of Maritime Wrestling Podcast Facebook community Facebook group. So yeah, feel free to post, share your announced matches and announcements for shows and announcements for matches and promo videos, pictures of the shows and wrestlers, and just, well, I do a lot for this podcast, especially just encourage a lot of people, especially put new eyes on the maritime wrestling scene, and just encourage people to support their local wrestlers and support the local wrestling companies and just the wrestling scene just in general. It's been on fire lately. It's the hot topic. It's the hot topic that's been going around, and man, especially we got some big names that'll be coming to the Maritimes to wrestle at some big promotions coming up for the upcoming shows. But for this week's episode, I got lots of shows to go over to recap for the shows for this week's episode with the New Brunswick Professional Wrestling Association having their Dogtown Destruction 5 at the Prospect Arena in Dogtown, New Brunswick. Then Innovative Hybrid Wrestling, IHW Hands of Time in Petticodiac, New Brunswick. Then Mainstream Wrestling, Hell or High Water at the Doolittle's Bar in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia. That was going on Friday, May the 22nd, and Saturday, May the 23rd. We got lots of big shows on Saturday, so it was a pretty big, busy weekend, especially for lots of big shows with Capital City Wrestling, Clash 45, the Royal Challenge, the Superstars of Wrestling, Spring Loaded, at the Irving Oil Fieldhouse in St. John, New Brunswick. Kaizen Pro Wrestling, Mischief and Mayhem at the Old Disneyland Theater. And Canadian Grand Prix Wrestling, presents its clobbering time. And also, I forgot to say, it's the Flash 45, the Royal Challenge event was at the Capital Winter Club in Fredericton, New Brunswick. And I got lots of shows to preview for the upcoming shows. So, yeah. And they got something big to talk about at the end for this week's episode. So, I'm going to start off with the results from the Friday, for the shows that were going on Friday, May the 22nd. MB Dogtown Destruction 5 event. The results are the Ultimate Male, Zane Valentine, beat Matt Strong, the future Matt Strong. Scotty Crew beat Patrick O'Neill. Then there was the NBWA River Valley Championship match, where horsepower Hunter Sampson successfully beat the Maritime strongest wrestler, Nick Strong, to retain the River Valley Championship. Then, Stormy Hale versus the local girl, Sam Router. That match ended in a count-out. And then Dan McCullough beat Oscar Ironside. And then the NBWA Tag Team Championship match. Ace Dynasty successfully defended their tag team titles and beat Money Talks, Big Bad LG, Logan Green, and Kerry Gillum to retain the NBWA tag team titles. Then the main event, it was Roderick Owens successfully defended the NBWA Heavyweight Championship against the Alberta Clipper Chevron to retain the Heavyweight Championship. Then, on that same night, we had IHW Hands of Time, which had Alex Robbins beat Mauler James Manning. Oliver Hansen beat Shano. Kirk O'Bey versus Julian Young ended in a no contest after interference with the Mauler, James Manning, Oliver Hansen, Shano, Alex Rollins. Then, for the women's match, in the women's division, Karma Rain beat Sarah Stone. And then Julian Young, Shano, and Alex Robbins beat Mauler, James Manning, Kirk O'Bey, and Oliver Hansen in a six-man tag team match. Then it was the main event, which was with the Maritime Luchador Santana beating Port City's finest Caden to retain the ICW Honor Championship. Then Mainstream Wrestling, Hell or High Water, which was happening at the Duluth Bar, which unfortunately I did not get any results from for that show, but I just want to talk about the NBWA and IHW. So, man, like the NBWA has been doing a amazing job, especially having shows all around, specifically like Central New Brunswick. So Stanley, well, when they have their 3-day tour where they have it like Naquick, Fredericton Junction, and Stanley, and like they have shows in Chipman, Minto, Belle Isle, Sussex. Uh, shoot. And I'm sure they're gonna have a lot more shows that they're gonna have, but man, always really awesome to see a lot of the new guys, especially newer talent like Patrick, Patrick O'Neill, Oscar Ironside, Big Dan McCullough, uh, and just a lot of great guys, like just putting in the work and learning from like lots of the guys. Like, man, it's really awesome. And I think, yeah, Zane Valentine had the Ultimate Male. Zane Valentine had he won the cup there. I forget what the cup was, but he had a cup there where they had the battle royale for that specific uh, cup. I forget what the name was, but he was the winner for that, and especially for him to take on Matt Strong, the future Matt Strong, which is cool. Then with Horsepower Hunter Sampson with the NBWA River Valley Championship, he's been having a great run with it. The title, defending it a lot at both at CCW and NBWA. It's pretty cool. And also with Scott McCrew, Patrick O'Neill. I'm sure Patrick O'Neill is learning a lot from Scott McCrew, so it's pretty cool. And then Stormy Hill, Salem Wilder, like with their feud and both the NBWA and the CCW, I feel like they're gonna feud for a little while, especially for the well for the feud. But yeah, they're both amazing women wrestlers in the women's division. It's really good. And for Big Dan McCullough, man, holy! He actually told me that he was gonna when I interviewed him. He said he was gonna he was gonna take on Oscar Ironside at that show, and man, especially for Big Dan McCullough to take on him, that's a pretty big opportunity for him to learn lots from Oscar Ironside. Even though he's a newcomer, but still, it's still good. And then with the NBWA Tag Team Championships, Ace Dynasty, they had a really good title, having a good title run with the tag team titles, defending it against Patrick O'Neill and Oscar Ironside, freaking Crude Oil, even though before they split up, uh, the Real Deal Hero, the I forgot what they were called before, but they are the Real Deal Heroes, I should say. But Yeah, and then they defending it against two of the greatest heroes in CCW, uh, Big Bad LG, Logan Green, and Kerry Killam. Two of the greatest heroes in CCW and NBWA, especially for them to defend the titles. That's pretty big. I feel like they're gonna lead up to a big feud, and even like with I think they're learning a lot from LG and Kerry Killam. Especially, they've had feuds before where actually they it's actually dressed up as and impersonated well, Spike SD dressed up as the big bad LG with his suit, and then he had the glasses, and he was all like, I still remember that. That was funny. And then like Slick McGregor was wearing the freaking suit, and the whole like suit there where Kerry Killam had it. That Kerry Killam was wearing specifically, clean with the sailor's hat, and then the little title there, which is cool. But yeah, it was really funny. That was like one of my favorite moments of the year. Uh, then uh, for the main event, especially Roderick Owens. Uh, he's been defending the NBWA Heavyweight Championship left, right, and center, both in the NBWA, CCW, and Lit Prestige Wrestling. So it's pretty big, especially for him to defend it against uh, the Alberta Clipper Chevron, which yeah they've actually feuded before. And I remember it was back last year when they had their fight at the Fair 2 event, where I think it was a co-main event. Yeah, and it's pretty cool that they're doing it. He's also the Old Home Week Cup, the winner of the 2025 Old Home Week Cup, and yeah, and also for ICW, like also ICW has also been doing a great freaking job, like just with the shows. Especially, I've been watching a lot of them on YouTube. Their shows are just great, and especially fun fact for everyone who's listening to the podcast to this episode. Fun fact: I had ICW was actually my very first promotion that I started following, and specifically, it was, uh, it was ICW Wrestling, because that's Riverview Sunfest Fan Appreciation Night, which was 3 years ago. It was, yeah, 3 years ago, which was crazy. And now, like, a lot of things have changed, especially newer talent, getting more opportunities. It's pretty awesome that we're seeing lots of big names, especially like a lot of newer guys like Alex Robbins, James Manning, Shino, and a lot of and a big name like biggest name in the Maritime Luchador Fantana. It's man. Mm. Especially he's the ICW Honor Championship. He's been having a great defending it a lot though. And Yeah, I really think that he, he doesn't, we don't see Santana losing the Honor title. But, man, like, especially that Honor Championship is a really nice belt. And that gold looks so good on the Maritime Luchador Santana. Especially one of the biggest name in the Maritimes. Just overall, like, really became one of my favorites too. To like overall, just like in like the ring, because really good at being the baby face, over with the crowd, and it's really good. He's really became my top favorite guys, especially. But yeah, like with this whole feud between Obey and Julian Young, Kirk Obey and Julian Young, where like with like this match ending in a count at no contest, with interference after interference from like James Manning and Oliver Hansen and then like Shano and Alex Robbins coming in to help out. I feel it's a great way to lead up to the 6-man tag team match. It's pretty cool. And it's a pretty big opportunity, especially for Robbins and Shano to be wrestling, teaming up with a big name, like Julian Young, especially. I feel like they're going to learn lots about from Julian Young, and especially learn a lot about like Manning and Obey. It's another great one, like especially like Oliver Hansen and James Manning are learning from Obey, who's another great name, big name, and yeah, and so for the mainstream wrestling high or high water, so the matches on the card are the CGPW Heavyweight Championship match with, I think, that Anthony Deuce Harlem beat Sidewalk Sam to retain the CGPW Heavyweight Championship. Then, I think there was another match. Nick Keith versus El Fuego Dragon or something, I think. No, that's from another show, I think. Or X-Way Kyle Cruz versus Alfredo Dragon, I think. I'm thinking like Alfredo Dragon, because he's another big name. And for the for the CGPW Ultra Violent Canadian, oh my god, the Ultra Violent Championship match with the bully Matt Bullen versus the Donaire Beast, Corey Good. I think Bullen might have, dude, he might have beat him, bloodied him up, especially this specific match, the hardcore freaking bar fight match, which, if you guys are a big fan of hardcore, go check them out. I like a little bit of hardcore, but not too much. Just, I like a little bit of a mix of everything. Like, you can do some different things instead of, it doesn't always have to be hardcore. Like, you can have, like, a lot of different matches, specifically. Like, well, even though, like, fans bring the weapons, I mean, that's really considered hardcore, but, you can have, like, Extreme Rules match, or you can have, like, maybe, like, a tables match, or, like, a tables, ladders, and chairs match. or whatsoever. Just gotta do something different. I don't mean no offense to the to anyone, but that was all the results from for the shows for Friday, May the 22nd. Now for Saturday, May 23rd, the Capital City Wrestling uh, Clash 45, the Royal Challenge, uh, which for the VIP results for the shows with the VIP match, starting off with Patrick O'Neal, uh, defeating Oliver Hansen, and I feel like I didn't get the results from for the Anthony Deuce Harlem Chizenko match, but I feel like it might be like Chizenko who might finally beat him, or I don't know, something. Anthony Deuce Harlem beating Chizenko with some help from JP Sims, I'm thinking. But for the main card, uh, hmm, started off with the NBWA River Valley Championship match, which I knew River Valley champion was crowned. The Alberta Clipper Chevron finally beat Horsepower Hunter Sampson with the help from with interference from Scotty Crew, who was accompanying Chevron, and he's crowned your new NBWA River Valley champion. So big congratulations to the Alberta Clipper Chevron. I think that gold really looks really good on him. I legit predicted that was going to happen. Like, I could sense it in the air because I feel like with this match, I feel like once I looked at the card there with the, I feel like I sensed there was gonna be a huge title change, and I was right the whole time. But then after then Oscar Ironside uh, came out, and specifically he was accompanied by Chris Lewis, and he turned heel, so he's now a heel in CCW. So I think it's gonna be a very very interesting uh, run for Ironside, especially for the heel, being a heel. But he beat Larry Horowitz, and yeah. Then excuse me. There was the another big match. Nick Strong beat defeated Matt Strong in an I Quit match, which uh, well, it didn't really make sense at all. But then with the storyline that had to end with something here. But yeah, then for the NBWA Tag Team Championship match, the Real Deal Heroes, the Ultimate Male Zane Valentine, and the Incredible Miracle Pat Swayze are crowned to beat Ace Dynasty with the help from the big bad LG Logan Green, who was on commentary with Kerry Killam. Well, specifically, him and Kerry Killam were both on commentary. and excuse me, but yeah, so big congratulations to the Real Doe Heroes. I think the tag team go. I also predicted that that was going to happen. The Ace Dynasty, the tag team run, the title run for Ace Dynasty was just going to end there. Lose the titles. Also, I sensed there was going to be a title change, anyways. Because, like I said, I could feel it in the air, but it was, man, really, really awesome to see gold around Jane Valentine and Pat Swayze especially. It's really good. But yeah. Then for the NBWA Women's Championship match, this was a little bit of a confusion. Uh, Especially so it was Salem Louder versus Stormy Hill versus Vanna Black. Well, specifically what happened was Salem Wilder was on top trying to cover the pin for Vanna Black, and then Stormy came up top on Salem and covered for the pin, and Salem's shoulder wasn't up, so it was kind of like a weird move that they did with championships, especially they announced that Salem Wilder and Stormy Hill are your new NBWA Women's Co-Champions, I believe, because you have the old NBWA Women's Champion, which is the purple one, the purple belt there, and then you got the newer NBWA Women's Championship, which is like a hot pink. And I think it's gonna. I think the old NBWA Women's Championship is gonna get. They're gonna have a title unification match at the next event, which I will be previewing. But I think it's a good move because yeah. Then Scott Crew won because by forfeit because Zatara was wasn't there, wasn't at the show, and then for the main event, Rugged Rick Owens successfully defeated JP Sims to retain the NBWA Heavyweight Championship. So that's not the only new crowned champion for just the one show. There was a lot more, but I'll go through them. Then Superstars of Wrestling had their spring loaded event where they had for the VIP match, VIP portion of the show, Wesley Pipes successfully beat Giant Orion to retain the AIWF Canadian Heavyweight Championship. And during the match, Chantal low-blowed Wesley Pipes to cause well, specifically what happened was he won by DQ because during the match, Chantal came in for the win and tried to low-blow Wesley Pipes. And then John Orion choked. Brenda Pipes came in and choke slammed the freaking shit out of the oh wait, that's the women's championship champion match. Okay, but then the opening match, we had the blood feathered rights yearning successfully beat he beat Hollywood Cole to be the number one contenders uh, to take on Alex Robbins, the Superstar of the Wrestling head cruiserweight champion. Alex Robbins. Uh, then Bryce maintained his number one contendership for the cruiserweight title. Post match, Alex Robbins ran into the ring and attacks and brutally attacked Joyce Sterling with a chair shot and multiple chair shots, and so that led up to this cruiserweight championship match for which Aiden Durning, who is the another relative of the Durnings, apparently, he accepted. He challenged Robbins for the cruiserweight championship, and Robbins accepted the challenge, and he successfully retained the Superstar of the Wrestling Cruiserweight Championship. Then, for the women's champion, for the women's match, we had Sarah Stone beat Brenda Pipes and Chantal. And then, so post match, Brenda Pipes and Chantal freaking brawled each other, continued fighting after the bell run, and John Ryan ran into the ring and choke slammed Brenda, tried to choke slam Brenda Pipes, but Wesley Pipes made saved for his wife, and Orion then laid out freaking sea crab, but yeah, there was that, and then there was an impromptu match where Maya Fa it was ordered by the Superstars of Wrestling GM Gary Daniels, but Maya Fa, the Slaughterhouse Maya Fa, beating Wesley Pipes. And after the match, Maya Fa did another but oh yeah, I can't even freaking see that. If you don't, oh god, I'm trying to read what I wrote, and I can't really freaking find out because it's not a lot of space that I write down, so I can't freaking uh, read crap. But Maya won that match, beat Wesley Pipes. Then the main event was for the Superstar of the Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, where Dick Durning, the ace of the Maritime's Dick Durning, beat Draven Durning, who is his cousin, his first cousin, and he beat Draven Durning to retain the Superstar of the Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. And so for the closing of the show, all four Durnings celebrated together in the ring. Draven Gurning, and Aiden Gurning. Dick Gurning, Bryce Gurning, Draven, and Aiden Gurning all celebrated, which is awesome. Then for there was Kaizen Pro Wrestling had their event, the Mischief and Mayhem, where it was a great match. Ryan Schummel beat Ryan McGrath. Bobby Boyette beat and no, the New Revolution beat Bobby Boyette and Ryan James Ryder. So the New Revolution is specifically Dawson James and Evan Givens. I think. Yeah, because Joey White was in the main event. And then Kobe Christ beat Ricky the Ghost, Ricky Mortis. Justine Ward beat Benoit Gravel and Ken Frazier. And then for the Kaizen champion, Sebi finally defeated Joey White to crown your new Kaizen champion, Sebi. Man, so big congratulations to Sebi, man. Another title on his arm, man. He's the double champion. He's also the New Breed Wrestling Fighting Spirit champion. So that's another great thing for him. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that was my bubble gum there. But yeah, it's really awesome that Ryan McGrath and Ricky Mortis got to debut in Kaizen, which is another great opportunity for these guys, especially Ricky Mortis. Man, one of the top stars. Even with Ryan McGrath, he's another one of the top stars, especially in the tag team division with Pete LeBlanc. No, so Ricky Mortis as a shadow agency, but also for Ryan and Pete as Acadians Without Limits. It's freaking awesome, man. I think you're going to learn lots more, especially like the battle of the Ryans there. Ryan McGrath versus Ryan Schimmel. It's really funny. And, and especially like Kobe Christ. The whole thing is they've had this feud. Kobe Christ and Rick and Mortis have had their feud before in North Pro, but yeah, I think it's a really good opportunity for Ricky Mortis to learn from another great guy like Kobe, one of the top guys. And that same night, Canadian Grand Prix Wrestling had their It's Slobbering Time, which I did not get any results on that event. So, but the card there was lots of debuts. Arkham, and then another guy from Mexico, I think. Something, I forgot his name, but there's that. There's the hardcore handicap match there with the bully Matt Bullen and the Preacher and Corey Good, I think. Yeah. And I think it was the number one contenders match for the CGPW Heavyweight Championship. Alfredo Dragon versus Nick Teeth, which is another big name. But yeah. And I'm sure Anthony Juice Holland defended the championship and retained it, the CGPW Heavyweight watch it. And also, that was it for the shows on Saturday. Now, some unfortunate news. For there was supposed to be a show that was supposed to be on Sunday, May the 24th, which had a very big. It was a fundraiser event for Landon O'Neill, had who was battling with Hodgkin's lymphoma. It was fortunately that event got canceled, so it was pretty big. It was pretty. It's a bummer to see that they canceled it, especially for a big fundraiser, especially for doing something for the community, especially for in need of someone who needs like who's the guy who's battling with Hodgkin's lymphoma. Like that's really awesome that they're doing it. Doing a wrestling show for like the benefit of that, which is awesome. Like really good. Anyways, let's get to the upcoming shows. So coming up this Saturday, May 30th, 2026, UCW Hardcore Havoc at the Sparfield Lions Rink in Sparfield, Nova Scotia, where we're gonna see the UCW Atlantic Canadian Champion Dayton Cameron defend the championship against Anthony Deuce Harlem with Mr. David A. Boyce. Then we're going to see Jonathan Cross versus Robin McAllister, since Jonathan Cross turned on Robin McAllister at the last show and attacked him with his briefcase. And then there's going to be the hardcore match with Hardcore Channing Necker taking on AW star The Blade. Now that's a big name, especially for they UCW has brought in bigger names. Like they brought in midget wrestling warriors. They brought in Rhino, who's a former ECW, TNA, and Ring of Honor. Freaking really good. UCW could be doing that. So all your favorite UCW stars, the kid Rudy Lockhart, former UCW Atlantic Canadian Champion, Dick Jerning, ace of the Maritime, Dick Jerning, Lincoln Steen, Keaton's Without Limits, Pete LeBlanc and Ryan McGrath, and the sensational Madison Miles will all be in action May 30th. So, this is pretty big. I feel like the storyline between Jonathan Cross and Rob McAllister will probably end, at least somehow, especially with Jonathan Cross being the heel and turning on Rob McAllister, which is pretty big. So I feel like there's be a lot of feuds, but including because he has the Money in the Bank thing too. But yeah, and especially seeing the UCW Atlantic Canadian Championship around Dayton Cameron. It's so good to see going on them. Really good. Then we got also on that same night. to switch from that, but as I was talking about the UCW Canadian Atlantic Canadian Championship, uh, especially Dean Cameron defending the title against Anthony Deuce Holland with Mr. David A. Boyce. It's another great thing for him to learn from Anthony Deuce Holland. And he's one of the other guys I haven't seen yet. Plus, I haven't seen Mr. David A. Boyce in a freaking while, dude. I really loved him as the manager for JP Sims and IHW. I really like him as, like, he's been doing an amazing job with J Boyce Championship Wrestling. And, well, like, just booking a lot of the great shows, especially bringing in, like, a lot of talent from, like, Ontario, and plus, like, doing the tournament there in honor of Leo Burke. It's pretty big. And, yeah. So, then, moving on from that, this show that will be going on the same night, Look Besiege Wrestling Brawl at Alma Hall 11 in Atholville, New Brunswick. At the Alma Hall, which it will have the two of the matches were announced. The Look Besiege Wrestling Championship #1 contenders match, which will have Patrick O'Neill versus the Maritime's strongest wrestler, Nick Strong. Then we're going to see Salem Router versus Stormy Hill in action. LPW. And then the LPW Championship match, which I think we're going to see the one Spaghetti take a shot at the LPW Championship against the Big Bad Logan Green. LG Logan Green at the Prestige Champion. The Big Bad Logan Green LG. Then I did it backwards. Shoot. Then we're going to see the Rest Goosh. Cup winner, the Alberta Clipper, Chevron NBWA Heavyweight Championship match, which will have Rugged Rick Owens defend the Heavyweight Championship against future Matt Strong, Scotty Crew, Kerry Killam, Westfire Hunter Sampson, and more of your favorite Look Besiege Wrestling stars in action. Then also, New Breed Wrestling will be having their Ground Zero event at the Truro Medicine Shop in Truro, Nova Scotia, which will have, there are lots of matches that were announced. We got the announcement of the New Breed Wrestling Fighting Spirit Championship match, which will have Dawson James take on Fighting Spirit Champion Sebi. We will see Bobby Boyette versus Shizenko, Osko Andre Mayette versus Benoit Gravel. The open challenge, I think, for Bad Thad Howard for the New Breed Wrestling Championship. And then we got the announcement of the, also, sorry, I'm not speaking too fast, but Justin, the Newfoundland Nightmare, Justin Newhook, will be taking on Oliver Hansen. And the New Breed Wrestling Tag Team title champions, the Rodeo Rockstars, will be defending the tag team titles against Ryan Storm and the Ghost, Ricky Mortis. I don't know if this is going to be for the VIP, but mm, it will be a good one. That's for sure. Then that was all that is coming up at the end of May. Especially June is around the corner. And also, I can't wait to go live and chat with you guys, talk all things Maritime Wrestling, and talk about what I'm going to be doing for the podcast. And just, have a great time, celebrate. Uh, then for the upcoming shows in June, just for so and everyone knows, I will be turning. My birthday is June 4th. Excuse me. So after that show, so after that date, after my birthday, and to see IHW gonna have for June 5th. IHW Time Stand Still at the Miramichi Kinsman Club in Miramichi, New Brunswick, where we're going to see Miramichi's own Hunter Sampson take on the Alberta Clipper, Chevron, and then Miramichi's own Shane Butterlove with Kurt Cobain. Then we're going to see the ICW Honor Champion, Fantana, versus the Big Bad Logan Green. Then we're going to see Sierra Stone versus Salem Wilder back again for more action. I think this is a great little thing that they're doing, especially. I feel like the Fantana, Big Bad Logan Green, I think it's going to be a good freaking match. And I'm nothing to say, but just lots of great things to say about all the amazing talent. They're just incredible, man. Always incredible in the ring and out of the ring, and plus, like, just super awesome guys. Especially, I haven't really met some of them, but it's gonna be a busy summer for sure for me, especially working on the podcast, and plus, like, maybe going to some shows, wrestling shows. You never know what show I might be at, but you never know. But yeah, I mean, there's a stack card, especially. IHW always does really good shows in Miramichi, like I said. But speaking of IHW, June 13th, IHW will be having their Masters of the Squared Circle at the Moncton Coliseum, which will be after the East Coast Comic Con. How freaking cool is that? So on didn't see much on the poster, but we saw uh, the IHW Women's Champion, Ronnie Payne, the IHW Honor Champion, Maritime Luchador Fantana, Bobby Boyette, Chevron, LG, Kurt Bay, Julian Young, Chris Charters, Chip Chambers, and more IHW megastars. Then on that same night, that same day, or I should say, yeah, the date, ECPW will be having their Island Invasion event where we're going to see Old School Andre Mayette versus Jonathan Cross, Ethan Knight versus TNA star Jody Sweat, ECPW Women's Champion Vanessa Craven in action, ECPW Celtic Roots Champion Justin Newhook in action, and Lincoln Steen. And the main event will be Lincoln Steen and JP Sims versus ECBW Heavyweight Champion Moondog Tony Davis and Shazenko. So I think this is another great stack card, especially lots of great champions, lots of great feuds, especially so lots of great thing. I really have nothing to say but great things about ECW. I saw a lot of their stuff, especially they brought in a lot of big names like, well, Davey Boy Smith Jr., son of the British Bulldog, the other guy there, Tito Santana, another big name, Nicola Matthews, and it's another big name, or a veteran, but still. Still pretty good. But, yeah, and then, like, yeah, especially we're gonna see, I don't know, like, for the main event, if it's gonna be like with the ECW Heavyweight Championship on the line for a tag team match. But, who knows? But, then, Canadian Grand Prix Wrestling will be having their, Middleton Mayhem at the Middleton District Arena in Middleton, Nova Scotia, which will have the CGBW Heavyweight Championship match. Anthony Deuce Harlem, CGBW Heavyweight Champion, Anthony Deuce Harlem, which is El Fuego Dragon. Hardcore, and then there's a hardcore tag team match, which will have the Donaire Beast, Corey Good, and the Preacher versus the CCBW Ultraviolet Champion, the Bully Matt Bowen, and owner of CGBW, Joe Dunlap, and more CGBW stars, which, yeah, like I said before, you don't always have to, I like a little bit of hardcore, but I'm not like, I like some hardcore, but it's not a lot, though. But you just gotta, like I said, I'm not trying to be offensive. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just, well, just think that CGPW is another great local, like, another great wrestling company, but you just gotta get more, like, talent. And even though they have the same old talent, but it is what it is, anyways. Gotta work with what you got. But anyways, for June 20th, 2026, the Capital City Wrestling Clash 46 CCW Forever, which has been a 4-year anniversary show, which no matches has been announced yet. But I think there's going to be a lot of great matches. We got the announcement of the NBWA Women's Championship match, the title unification match between Sam Wilder and Stormy Hill. Then we're definitely going to see the new NBWA Tag Team Champions, the Real Deal Heroes, in action. New NBWA Riverbound Champion, Chevron, in action. And your reigning and defending NBWA Heavyweight Champion, Rugged Rick Owens, also in action. But might see some debuts. Who knows? Might be good. Excuse me. Then, also North Pro Canadian Wrestling has just announced that they will be coming back to the Area 506 Container Village Shipyard in St. John, New Brunswick. No matches has been announced, but tickets will go on sale this Friday. Then for ICW Riverview Sunfest 2026, that which will be happening at the Cloverdale Rec Center. Tickets go on sale this Saturday, so if you're around the Riverview area, go check out ICW. Go get your tickets for ICW Riverview Sunfest. I think I'm definitely gonna have to go to an IHW show this summer, especially. Like I said, I haven't gone to one since the first one I went to, Riverview Sunfest 2023. But yeah, so we're gonna see the IHW Heavyweight Champion TNA star Cody Deaner versus Chip Chambers, former IHW Heavyweight Champion. We're also going to see the IHW Honor Championship match uh, featuring IHW Honor Champion Santana defend the championship against the Alberta Clipper Chevron. Then we're going to see the semifinals for the IHW Tag Team Championship tournament. We're going to see the Hateful Dead, the Mauler James Manning, and the Ghost Ricky Mortis versus the Journeys, the Ace of the Maritime Stick Journey, and the Blood Treader Rice Journey. Then we're going to see Perfect Storm, Ryan Storm, and Julian Young versus Pretty and take on Pretty in Pink. It's Port City's finest Caden, and specifically Johnny Fugazi. Then we're going to see IHW Women's Championship match with IHW Women's Champion Ronnie Payne defending her women's title against Nat Castle, Bobby Boyette, Big Bad Logan Green, Hunter Sampson, Coco Bay, Shano, and more IHW megastars. And then they got the announcement of the United Wrestling Shifting Gears, which will have Camarine, Sierra Stone, Bad Fat Howard, Shazanko, Ryan Riggs, and Robbie McAllister, who was seen on The Curse of Oak Island and former and WWE alumni, I should say. Former, I should say, but yeah. But there's more shows that'll be coming up also in July, so that's pretty big. And so lots of great shows going on. I actually plan on go to some other ones that I haven't gone to. Like I said, I haven't gone to an IHW show in like forever, so might go to one up in Bucktoosh. I might go to the one up in Riverview there. And also I might go to the Area 506 show for Northwest. And also, one other show I missed. CCW will be having their Shredderton wrestling event during the Shredderton thing at the Tannery in Fredericton, New Brunswick. One show I forgot, but it is super freaking good. But it'll be brutally hot. I can tell you that from experience. And I have more big interviews to do for the podcast, so stay tuned for that. I would like, and I feel like that's all I have to say. So I want to thank you to everyone who tuning in for this week's episode. Make sure to go follow the State of Maritime Wrestling Podcast Facebook page and Instagram page, and also go join the State of Maritime Wrestling Podcast community Facebook group. Don't forget to like and turn on your notifications for more weekly shows and more interviews with your favorite indie maritime wrestlers and personnel, and also for the 1 year anniversary live stream that will be happening this Saturday, May the 30th. I will be going live on at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. Atlantic time. And so, don't forget to subscribe to the State of Maritime Wrestling podcast for all things maritime wrestling. Thanks for tuning in to the State of Maritime Wrestling podcast. New episodes drop every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Atlantic time. So join me each week to get covered on all the news on upcoming shows and the results from shows that I cover on each episode, along with interviews with your favorite maritime indie wrestlers that I sit down and interview with. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow the State of Maritime Wrestling podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you all so much for your continued support on the podcast, because it's all things maritime wrestling.